There's a part of you that feels most alive when you're helping someone else, fixing, supporting, giving. You feel useful, respected, maybe even loved. But over time, something kind of shifts. You notice things don't align. Your needs go unmet. Your voice goes unheard. Your exhaustion goes unnoticed. And still, you keep showing up because underneath it all is a deep hunger, the need to be needed. This isn't kindness. It isn't maturity. And for sure, it isn't love. It's a survival pattern, and left unexamined, it slowly destroys men. It's embarrassing to say that being the nice guy who needed to be needed was my situation from childhood up until my early 70s. Most men who fall into this pattern didn't start here. They started as good sons, helpful boys, the boy who never caused problems. Early on, they learned a dangerous equation. I'm valuable when I'm useful. I'm loved. Personally, I loved to help my mother in the garden because nobody else would, just me and her. It was the only time I got her all to myself. I got her love just focused on me. I understood I get love when I give. I stay safe when I don't need anything. Now that programming gets baked into the patterning of your and my subconscious brain. When you grow up and attract partners, friends, and systems that depend on you, staying small and giving, you become the fixer, the emotional sponge, the unpaid therapist. And you believe that if you just keep helping, someone will finally help back. They don't. Because people who feed on your giving are just as strongly wired to take as you are to give. So they almost never offer anything in return. Here's what this pattern steals from you: your energy, your time, your self-respect, and your masculine clarity. These are huge costs. You become addicted to being the hero in someone else's chaos. But here's the truth. You're not helping them nearly as much as you are erasing yourself. You know what's happening when you're burned out but can't say no. You fear what will happen if you stop fixing. You secretly resent the people you keep saving. In time, helping turns into performance. In turn, your performance turns into a cage. Ultimately, you don't feel chosen. You feel used. And still, you offer more. Because without being needed, at best, you don't feel valuable. At worst, you fear you'll just disappear. Now, men are trained to tie worth to what we provide: money, stability, emotional support, even when no one provides those things for us. We're taught real men don't need anything. But the truth is, real men bleed when they're being drained dry. The need to be needed becomes a false identity, a shield against a deeper fear. If I stop giving, will anyone still want me? That isn't service, that's trauma. Now, if you're lucky, your body eventually says, enough, enough rescuing, enough fixing, enough bending until you break. You realize helping isn't love if it costs you your peace. Being needed isn't intimacy. If your needs never matter, this moment hurts because it forces a reckoning. You built worth on sacrifice, masculinity on martyrdom, connection on imbalance. But you can build something cleaner. You don't need to harden. You don't need to shut down. You don't need to stop helping. But you do need to stop helping from hunger. There's a difference between giving from overflow and giving from unhealthy, hardwired patterning. Healing looks like this. You set boundaries, even when others are disappointed. You name your needs without apology. You choose peace, even when chaos begs for your attention. For me, this has been the tough one. You say no without explaining. You begin living as if your life matters even when no one applauds. Your value isn't tied to usefulness. Your heart isn't currency. This is sovereignty. And for a man trained to earn love through self-abandonment, it's a revolution. You don't have to be needed to be worthy. You don't have to be useful to be loved. You don't have to bleed to prove your value. You're a man, not a tool, not a crutch, not a fixer, and you are allowed to rest, allowed to walk away, allowed to be loved for who you are, not what you solve. You are still standing, still whole, and absolutely still worthy.